Live here. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. I'm going to take a look at the participants here. I'm really happy to see you all here. I don't know how many there are. Maybe there's none. Maybe there's one. Maybe there's two. But we're building some kind of an audience. Yes, I see there is a person in the chat room. It's my wife. Yeah, so just glad to be alive. Here in America, we're hunkering down. We usually, every month, we do something called laugh therapy. Every month at Trencher Restaurant. And that is here in Los Angeles, in Echo Park. Laugh therapy, stand-up comedy show. But as everybody knows, there ain't no stand-up show happening here this weekend because it's been canceled. Who thought that we'd cancel? What happened to the show must go on? What happened to that? Well, I tell you, I'm not one of those show must go on in this kind of time. I'll tell you, I started hunkering down. My wife and I started hunkering early. We were in our homes. We don't need somebody to tell us twice. Stay in our homes. We like it. We like staying at home. I mean, so far, it's been pretty awesome. So, I'm feeling like I want to give some shout outs. We get a couple of shout outs here. One of them is Natalie Gonzalez. She's called Two Arts, I think is her establishment. Good friend of ours. She took us out. Kamala was doing my wife Kamala, she's doing this interview, and she was doing it at a place, it was called KQBH, and it's in Boyle Heights, here in Los Angeles. And we went, and we did a radio show on there, or they did, and it was super awesome. And it was, we went upstairs and saw Angelica Garcia. Yeah, she's this person is unbelievable. Unbelievable voice, unbelievable just the technical aspect of the show. It's her and some dudes backing her up, but she's got this crazy, thing that she does with her looping of her sounds, and kids today, they're doing that kind of stuff. Yeah. Doing some crazy stuff. And it's beautiful, beautiful stuff. I got this shirt. Once again, Angelica Garcia, check it out. Super good. She's super good. And really happy that Natalie took us there. It was an old speakeasy in Boyle Heights. Yeah, back in the day, it was a speakeasy. And then I guess there was a time where there was all this horrible discrimination in Los Angeles, and people of color couldn't go downtown during certain times. They weren't allowed or some shit like that. So what they did is they congregated at this place, which was this cool place that used to be a speakeasy. Anyway, they've kind of redone it there, and we saw this performance. Super great. But I'm back to wanting to tell you guys about something here that is just, I see the chats here. Moby Arts. I said Two Arts. I don't know what I was thinking. It's called Moby Arts. Thank you, Kamala, for putting that in the chat. Brown and Black could only come out on Tuesday nights. Only on Tuesday nights they could come out. Hence, the cruising and the zoot suits. I don't know if you guys have seen the zoot suits, but there was, oh man, they had the coolest thing, the Chicano zoot suits. I don't know, I mean, when I was a kid, I was into the zoot suits, but only because of the Keep on Truckin' guy. I don't know if he had a zoot suit, but there was a guy back in the day. He was called the Keep on Truckin' guy, and he would walk in a particular way that was kind of low, with a foot, like his foot out. He had big old shoes, and he'd kind of point at you. My friend that I grew up with, we thought that was a hooker. We thought that the guy who was the Keep on Truckin' guy was a hooker. Somehow we had gotten our wires crossed, and we didn't understand what a hooker was. But we thought that guy was. So we would always argue with each other about who was the hooker in this town. We'd be like, no, I'm the hooker in this town. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm the hooker in this town. And so we did a lot of that kind of weird stuff. But I still haven't gotten to my confession. I have a confession to make today, and I got to get this off of my chest. Yesterday, I was going to do some live streaming, lunch therapy. Got to get it out to the masses. Well, right now it's just Neil and Kamala, but it's going to be much bigger. I got to get it out to the masses. Thank you all for being here, I just want to say. Because this is going to be fun. We don't know what this show is going to be like. We don't know where this is going to go. This could go anywhere. I'm thinking that I'm going to also get... I used to do a podcast called Fat Free Film. I don't know if a lot of fans were out there at the time. I did it at a time when nobody was really podcasting except for maybe Leo Laporte. I don't know if you guys know who Leo Laporte is, but he was one of the first big-time podcasters. He even didn't want to call it podcasting. He wanted to call it netcasting. So anyway, back then I was inspired. Actually, this guy, Jesse Rines, who is super cool guy, Jesse Rines. Shout out to Jesse Rines. Jesse Rines said, hey, Joel, I know you're a computer guy. Why don't we do a vlog? This guy was ahead of his time now. Jesse Rines. He said, let's do a vlog. And I said, Jesse Rines, what is a vlog? And he explained it so simply to me. He said, a vlog is like a blog with video. Yep. So I was like, yeah, let's do that. Let's do a vlog. Except let's not do video. Let's just do audio. And there's these things, they're called podcasts that I heard about, and I'm going to, find out about it. So I found out all about it. I got way into the technical thing of it, which is kind of my tendency. And I got way deep in there. Way deep up in there. It was all up in there in the podcast thing. And I found out that we could just go around with like a camera and just leave the lens cap on, a video camera, and just let it go and just talk. We have a whole conversation. I could upload it, and then you could download it to your iPod. And thus, the iPod podcast was born. So, I was doing this, and I'd have to explain it to people. Jesse and I would go around, we'd interview people, we'd tape the conversation. Tape, what's that? I don't know. We'd digitally record the conversation onto a magnetic tape. And then I'd transcode it into some digital MP3 type thing, and then I'd upload it, and then you would be able to download it to your computer or to your iPod, and you listen to it. You can listen the hell out of that thing. You listen to it as many times as you want. You don't have to wait for it to be the time to watch it or listen to it. It wasn't like radio where you just listen to it and it's gone. No, it was in a pod, contained in a tiny little pod for you to listen to. So I did that, and it was pretty good. We were enjoying it, and I don't know, but what we found was people just said all kinds of interesting things, and that was the cool thing about it. People didn't know what we were doing a lot of times, so we just, I don't know, just kind of wing it. And it was quite, we got some really interesting conversations from people. And what we do is we would just talk to them about their life. We just talk about, what happened? How did you get into the film industry because it was, the thing was called fat-free film. And we just talked about it, but Jesse wanted to do a thing about vegans as well. He was really into the idea of raw food, which was a real big movement at the time, I guess. So he wanted to do filmmaking and raw food. There's some technical stuff going on, and I am just going to ignore it right now because I still have not gotten to my confession about the internet. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to ignore it and just go on with the raw food story. So he wanted to talk about raw food and filmmaking. So eventually we had to part ways because I couldn't unify the two. There was only so much crossover happening with the raw food and podcasting and the filmmaking. So I just went my own separate way. And then Kamala, my wife, came along and I was like, why don't you host Fat-Free Film with me? And in fact, originally it was called Film Shots, which is a good name as well. But anyway, we rebranded it, called it Fat-Free Film. It's all out there, fatfreefilm.com. But my point is, we were doing some of this podcasting thing a long time ago. When people didn't have phones that they could just listen to it. iPhones, Android phones, other kind of phones, Google phones, phone bones. And now, all of a sudden, you can listen to these things, and everybody knows what a podcast is. So, big point is, you got to get the band back together. So I'm gonna make a thing. I'm gonna rebirth Fat-Free Film. There it is. I said it. That is the announcement I'm making now. I'm gonna look at the chat room. Neil says, Katie's here too, but don't say her name unless you call her Mulva. It's good advice. Really good advice. I don't know why. But anyway, I'm glad that Mulva's here. So glad that Mulva's here. Thanks, Mulva, for being here. I don't know, man. There's some technical problems, but I'm going to just stop even looking at it. Because I got to get to my confession. My confession is happening now. Who's yelling? Why am I yelling? So a lot of you know that I am also a help desk technician. What is a help desk technician? Of course, you know what that is. Someone calls with a computer. Confess, Neil says. I'm doing it. Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to yell in the living room. I'm also a help desk technician, right? And help desk technicians, we have to have a certain kind of patience. And we can't be paranoid. And we have to really listen to people. And what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Oh, yeah. So we got to be. We can't be paranoid. We can't be paranoid. And we have to be super patient. And we have to be understanding because everybody's not a computer genius. And the more and more we do this kind of computer stuff, the more we get, deeper into it, and we think that things are obvious. But you know what? I just want to tell you, all of us can be made to look like a fool with computers. And this is a perfect example of that. I'm live streaming. It's messed up. Hopefully the audio is the same. But so that's been really kind of irritating me in a bourgeois sort of way. I've just been so angry because my upload speed is not what it should be. You pay for a certain upload speed, and you get something else, something lower, something that is not consistent. And I was starting to get kind of angry about it. But you know, in a very, very entitled sort of way, I guess. Like, I should be entitled to live stream in the middle of the day during the coronavirus. I should be able to live stream. Why can't I live stream? Why is it all choppy? You know, you can see how that kind of builds up. It starts to build up. And then you make the phone call. Then you go, okay, I'm going to call my service. I'm going to call Spectrum. And I'm going to ask them why I'm having these problems, why it's so annoying. And so I call, and they put me on hold for a half an hour. Now I look at the chat here. I just got to look at the chat. Every once in a while, check with you guys. And I see Ben Gibbard seems to have figured it out. Neil keeps throwing that in my face. Throwing it in my face. There's some musician out there. Neil Phillip likes obscure musicians. I mean, that's no secret. He's got no musical taste. I mean, I don't know who Neil or Ben Gibbard is, but I'm just saying. I'm not going to say it. I'll check him out. Probably not as good as the person that I enjoy. Angelica Garcia. I think we ought to have a music off between Angelica Garcia and Ben Gibbard. But anyway, so now I'm on hold for a half an hour. And you know why I'm on hold? Because they're giving free internet to students. As if students need free internet. All the students, they're in Florida running around in the water, infecting each other. They're not going to need internet for very long, I guess, with that kind of behavior. And I see Stuart Keaton is on here. Hey, Stuart. So great to see you. I'm glad that I'm making your day. I'm so glad. I am so glad. Because it's therapy. You know, we all need therapy at this point. We need some therapy. I need therapy. And that's what I'm trying to explain to you guys. So I'm on the phone for 30 minutes because they're giving free internet to people who are probably not even using it. But I wait, and I wait in that way where you're like, you've got your phone, and you cannot touch the screen. Because if you touch the screen, you're going to accidentally hang up. That's what's going to happen. You're just going to accidentally hang up, and you're going, oh. Yeah, we need funny. There's kind of a delay. I just want to explain. There is a delay. You guys chat. I get it. And then there's a little bit of a delay for my video because my upload speed sucks. That's really what it comes down to. But I will see your chat if you chat. So I appreciate it. Give Joel some free internet. Really, free the Joel. Free the Joel. So I'm on there for a half an hour. I managed to not hang up. You know, you walk around, you make a cup of coffee or whatever, you do your bourgeois kind of things while you're on hold. You try not to get too impatient. And you get back to the phone, and they did this thing where they would interrupt every once in a while and say, "We are very sorry." And it always sounded like somebody was getting on the phone. Like they were about to say, "Spectrum, may I help you?" But no, there's just kind of a fumbling. And they say, "We know that you've been waiting for half an hour. And we know that you don't think students should have internet. But we're spending a lot of time giving free internet to students. So we can't help you right now." So it's starting to build up, It's starting to get kind of angsty. I'm starting to feel like the way people are when they call me. I know, I'm starting to realize, oh, this is why when they call me for tech support, they are on their last nerve. And they do not want to hear me say anything sarcastic, passive-aggressive, or condescending. So I don't. I try not to, but I do sometimes. And anyway, I get on, but when you're the caller and when you're the customer, you feel a sort of I guess you would call it entitlement. Entitlement is the word for what that is. You feel entitled to have fast upload speed and not choppy internet. Because you got to get the laugh therapy out there. You got to get it injected in the people. So I get on the line, I go through all kinds of things, and I'm just like, it's not going to work. And that's one of the things that I noticed too when people call the help desk. They have got in their head, it's not going to work. And you know what? If you've got in your head, it's not going to work, it's not going to work. It's just not. I've noticed as a help desk technician, the first thing you have to do is you have to treat the person, not the problem. You have to get into their heads, like, how are they thinking? Because I got to turn that thinking around so that they think, hey, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. You can never have them lose confidence because their confidence in it happening is 90% of what is going to make it happen. If they're like, my printer is never going to work, it's never going to work, no matter what you do. So you've got to instill into them some kind of faith that you're going to solve it. That's why when someone calls me and tells me about their computer problem, I don't look at it and say, that's weird. That's weird should be stricken from your daily language if you're a help desk technician. You're never allowed to say, that's weird. I see those comments. I'm not going to say that's weird. I see the comments in the chat room. So anyway, I never say it. So I call up the guy at Spectrum and I say, hey, my upload speed sucks. He doesn't say that's weird. That's weird. Because that would be annoying. So he's like, have you restarted your modem? And I'm like, see, I'm kind of like, I am a Network Plus certified technician. Some people throw around celebrity names. They drop names. Me, I drop certifications. I just kind of drop them. And some people are like, hey, I was at a party the other day. I met Kevin Bacon. I even saw Kevin Bacon doing a TED Talk yesterday. And he was doing a TED Talk on 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. And he dropped like 5 names. He's on a plane with Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman and all these people. And he says, if the plane went down, they probably wouldn't even talk about me. Thanks, Kevin Bacon. But I don't drop names. I drop certifications. So I did it. I dropped it. I was like, hey, I don't know. I'm just a Network Plus certified technician. I don't know. You tell me whether I rebooted my router or not. So yeah, so I feel sort of like I already did these things. And that's the way people feel when they call me. I'm like, have you rebooted your computer? And I was like, yes. And what's interesting is just a little side note. If somebody says they rebooted their computer, you can open up the task manager and take a look and see when they rebooted it. So you can actually call them. You're like, well, it seems that it's been on for 15 days. Just a little tip there for other help desk technicians out there and other people that want to prove people wrong. So yeah, I had rebooted my router, I rebooted everything. I rebooted everything from the wall out to the computer, and still 0.0001 upload speed. So they said, we're going to have to send out a technician to your house. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I can't have a person in my house because aren't they having the same hunker down thing? What's going on? But these are giving people. Hopefully they'll give you the virus. But they're coming out to help you. They're just supposed to help you. And so the next day, I'm like, I got a live stream happening. And so I follow him around on the map. He's got a little van. He's following around. He's circling around the house. He can never get there. He can never get there. He can never get there. Neil Phillips says, just tell them to reboot. That's a whole other story. It's a whole other story. We won't get into that today. So finally the guy gets to my house, and I had told him the day before, I was like, you know what, we're on lockdown. We can't have somebody in the house. If you can come and take a look at something on the outside of the house, that would be great. But I think it's network congestion, because too many people are watching Netflix. Guy comes out. I said, just have him call me. I can't have him in my house. Nothing against him, of course. But I don't want, virus spread around, people touching things, breathing, all that stuff. Maybe I'm a little bit too cautious, but you know what? Better safe than sorry. We need free Netflix, is what we need. That was a chat from a long time ago. Take it personally. Never take anything personally, by the way. Don't take any of this personally. Even that guy that showed up at my house and then told me, you know what, there's nothing I can do. I said, can't you look at something around the house, maybe the pole, maybe where the internet's coming in, something, can you do something? Nope, sorry, have to come in the house. And of course I said, hey, I am a certified Network Plus technician. You can just tell me what to do, and we'll talk on the phone, and I'll do whatever you need, man, whatever you need. Nope, sorry, gotta go, leaving. I was like, come on, please, can you please do something? No. So this is where the confession comes in. This woman called me, totally, I think she's in Denver. Totally not here, not having this experience, didn't know what happened. She calls me to see if there's, how the service went and why it was canceled. And I got livid. And I explained every single bit of this thing to her, and she just ignored it. She acted like it was not happening. She was like, oh, okay, well, I guess you don't want any service. And I'm like, no, I want service. I told them this all yesterday. I got up early in the morning. I waited around for this guy. I stayed on the phone and tried not to hang up, and I did all this stuff. And now you're telling me what I was trying to tell you before, which is I don't think it's my equipment. I think it's the internet is congested because so many people like Neil are watching Netflix, and a bunch of students are getting internet. That's my confession. I lost it. I totally lost it with this person. I lost my cool. I just was like threatening to call the Spectrum CEO and acting like I have powers that I don't have. And I lost it. I totally lost it with this person, and I feel bad about that because it's not her fault. She's trying to keep it together, trying to be cool, trying not to, get angry with me, which seems like that would be the normal thing if somebody's talking to you like that. Anyway, so if I don't know, I talked way too long today, and I'm happy about it anyway. And I appreciate all of you being here because this is a fun experience. And we're just going to make it funner, more and more funner. I'm going to read some comments here. We have no shower. Yeah. Yeah, my wife is saying we have no shower/tub in our main bathroom because the plumbers can't come out. And I think the key word there is main bathroom. The other day, yesterday, I was like, I can't take a bath. And I like to take baths, even though, maybe it's not the cool thing. My point is always the Fall Guy took baths. I don't know why I haven't made that into a movie. The Fall Guy, he always took a bath. It's kind of macho thing to do, I think. Some people don't think so. But anyway, we realized, we have another bathtub in our bourgeois life that we forgot about. Just ask Ben Gibbard how to do it already. Okay, so I'm going to take one suggestion from the chat room, and it can't involve the name Ben Gibbard. All right? First thing I'm going to do is just take a random one because there are no suggestions because you guys are probably like about a month behind me at this point. I'm just going to take a random suggestion, and the suggestion is cheese. When you go to Paris, and their cheese is just totally different than our cheese. Like when we were growing up, cheese meant like a block of cheddar cheese, like a hard cheese block. In fact, I knew a guy, skinny dude, who would just walk around with a block of cheese. And I always thought, hey, that's a really, he'd be on like the baseball field with us, and he'd be just gnawing on a big log of cheese, big block of cheese. And I'd be like, hey, why are you eating a huge block of cheese? And I see Neil Phillip has said Seattle freeze, and he wants that to be a topic, and we're going to have to take that topic up another time, because this is just getting, we're half an hour's up. But I'd be like, hey, why are you eating that block of cheese? And he'd be like, well, I just like cheese a lot. I like cheese. Now I realize maybe I had another friend who said when he was growing up, whenever he asked his mom what was for dinner, she'd say, there's some cheese in the fridge. That's some parents' story. I don't know. That's kind of a dark kind of ending of the thing. But when I go to Paris, not that I go to Paris that much, but when I've gone there, they have some smelly cheese and it's super good. But it's not like a block. It's like a mush. It's like a mushy thing. And one thing that I've noticed is people who eat a lot of cheese often are very thin people. I'm just saying. Neil, it's only 12:10. Thanks, Neil. I appreciate that. Hey, thanks everybody for coming out today. Thanks to Kamala. Thanks to Stuart. Thanks to Neil. Thanks to Ben Gibbard. And mostly, thank you, Mulva, for being here today for lunch therapy. We'll see you again tomorrow at noon. I'll try and get my shit together by tomorrow. Try and get my upload speed so it's a little palatable. Who would need it? Who could be so effective? That's such mundane things as upload speed. Thank you very much. I'm Joel Marshall, and this is Lunch Therapy.